Welcome to a whimsical bedtime journey. As the moonlight dances, take a moment to inhale deeply, let the world fade away, and embrace the enchanting tale that awaits. Sweet dreams are just a story away. Once upon a time, in the outskirts of London, there lived a chubby, spoiled Scottish fold cat named Waffles. Waffles was no ordinary cat. He was a plump and smug feline with a penchant for fish tacos and a mischievous hobby, scaring pigeons by leaping onto windows. His apartment on the 5th floor was his kingdom, and he ruled over it with a selfish and self-satisfied air. Waffles had a distinct look about him, with his folded ears and a pudgy belly that wobbled when he walked. His fur was as soft as a cloud, but his attitude was as cheeky as can be. He loved lounging on his favorite window shelf, basking in the sunlight and surveying his domain below. One sunny day, as Waffles was enjoying his royal sunbathing session, his human family decided to open the window to let in the fresh breeze. Little did Waffles know that a cunning pigeon, tired of being the victim of his window-scaring antics, had hatched a plan for a little payback. With a flutter of feathers, the pigeon swooped down and startled Waffles, who, completely caught off guard, tumbled out of the open window with a surprised meow. As luck would have it, instead of a dramatic fall, Waffles landed with a soft thud in the back of a passing truck. But this was no ordinary truck. It was filled to the brim with a bounty of fresh seafood. Waffles, finding himself surrounded by the delightful aroma of fish, couldn't resist the temptation. He indulged in a feast, nibbling on salmon, munching on mackerel, and gobbling up shrimp, as if he had just discovered a treasure trove of deliciousness. The chubby cat, however, knew it might be wise to leave the truck. Still, a few extra bites wouldn't hurt, right? As Waffles continued his impromptu seafood buffet, the truck rumbled along the road. Time passed, and the cityscape transformed into a landscape of towering trees and mysterious sounds. Eventually, the truck came to a stop for reasons unknown. Waffles, his belly full and content, seized the opportunity to jump out and stretch his legs. To his surprise, he found himself in the middle of a dense forest, far from the familiar sights and sounds of his beloved city. The chubby cat, with wide eyes and a twitching tail, looked around, utterly disoriented. He was lost. As Waffles meandered through the forest, a colorful butterfly crossed his path. His eyes widened in amazement. He had never seen such a fluttery creature before. The temptation was too strong, and Waffles, forgetting his predicament, embarked on a new adventure. He chased the butterfly with all his chubby might, his fluffy tail bobbing with each excited leap. The chase led Waffles deeper into the heart of the woods, where the sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a magical dance of shadows on the forest floor. As the butterfly gracefully vanished from his view, Waffles realized he was now totally and utterly lost in the enchanting forest. Unknown to Waffles, an old pigeon who had once lived in the city recognized the chubby cat. This wise old pigeon had been on the receiving end of Waffles' window-jumping escapades back in its younger days. Though still a bit miffed at Waffles, the pigeon couldn't help but feel sorry for the lost cat. The old pigeon decided to concoct a plan to both scare Waffles and help him find his way home. It fluttered down from the treetops and gently bumped into Waffles, sending the chubby cat into a startled frenzy. The pigeon would then lead Waffles through the forest, guiding him towards the familiar sights of his home. Waffles, now scared out of his smugness, ran and ran, following the old pigeon as it bumped and nudged him in the right direction. The chubby cat, with a heart pounding with fear, sprinted through the trees, the forest sounds becoming a blur around him. Suddenly, as if by magic, Waffles burst out of the forest and found himself on the outskirts of London. His apartment building stood tall in the distance. The chubby cat, panting and wide-eyed, saw his window shelf, and relief washed over him. He was home. Later that day, as Waffles lounged on his window shelf, he couldn't help but reflect on his unexpected adventure. The once smug cat now looked out at the city with a newfound appreciation. He realized that sometimes it takes getting lost to truly appreciate the comforts of home. The moral of Waffles' misadventure was clear. Don't take things for granted, and a touch of humility goes a long way. As he gazed out at the city, Waffles understood that being considerate to others, even pigeons, can lead to unexpected allies in times of need. And so, in the city of London, where the breeze carried the laughter of children and the purrs of content cats, Waffles, the once selfish Scottish fold, learned a valuable lesson. His chubby heart now carried the wisdom that sometimes a little scare and a helping wing can guide you back home. The end, until the next whimsical escapade, that is.